Hello, everybody. This is a grumpy old guy gaming. I'll apologize now. You'll have to bear with me. It has not been an easy weekend. It has not been an easy day. Actually, this is about as good as I've felt all day. But we are back, and I want to get into a couple things here. I again apologize for anybody who was looking for the typical Sunday morning Wizardry stream. It happened, but as what should have been the first indicator that my Sunday was not going to go as planned, and that maybe I would have been better off resting, not missing most of a day of work because I keep pushing. I forgot to actually add my screen to the stream, so I streamed an empty screen for over an hour, and without throwing any colorful epithets out after blowing a play on Madden or anything of that sort. But here we are, somewhat medicated. Had a killer headache for the past 3 days now, and this is again as good as I felt. That said, we made a bit of progress during yesterday's blank stream. Our quest list is pretty well covered. We dropped the Sage's Stone for our gambler friend in the well in the 5th floor, and we also found Lucida at the musical weapon shop. She agreed to come back and help Fawn, the chief of the elves, find the music he had lost. So we finished up those 2 quests. The only one we have left is to find Gustav's shield somewhere in the 4th floor. I still haven't figured out where on earth it could be. Had some pretty interesting developments in the party as well. You could see most of our levels now reaching between 14, 15, 16, even Daniel's up to level 12, which has allowed us to get some new allied actions. I don't think anything in the offensive. Defensively, we picked up Deploy, which allows us to scatter and hopefully mitigate the damage from those breath attacks. I think we picked up, yeah, we have Assisted Sword and Spell Sword. There was another one we picked up. I can't remember which one it was. But before we go any further, let's head into the Luna Light and pick up our new quests. Check out our quest list. Still can't get to that one on the 2nd page, or the one on the 3rd. Only 2 quests available at this moment. We have Walter asking us to find a certain book. Let's check that out. It's worth a whopping 30,000 experience. It says, I want you to find the Book of Festivals. It's an ancient book, and someone has seen it in the labyrinth. So we'll go ahead, queue it up, and Walter will come find us, as is the way it works. See Walter here, a hooded figure similar to the unknown person from a previous quest. You're the one who accepted the quest, right? A creepy man with a hood walked your way. At this point, just about everyone we run into turns creepy at some point, and I mean honestly, we're taking daily dives into a dungeon full of like undead and stuff. Creepy kind of describes us. Says, I want you to find a book that was in the castle basement. I'm interested in what it says. His name was Walter Berry. He was an imperial scholar. He used to work for the royal family, but since the Flash, he now just deciphers ancient scripture. He goes, did you know the 2 cities angered the gods and were destroyed long ago? I was deciphering a book written by a sorcerer from that city. There's something that bugs me. Now the music turns all somber. He goes, the 2 cities were wiped off the face of the earth. So the author must either have escaped or somehow survived. Were there any survivors in that devastated city? Surprisingly, the author wrote that many people survived the flash. Of course, that is contrary to other written history. The two cities became a wasteland where even grass wouldn't grow. Many historians and adventurers have added to that testimony. So, who's the author? Where did the book come from? Valid questions from Walter, and he kinda looks away fearfully. Says, sadly, that flash has hit us as well. I thought that the truth was lost forever, but an adventurer brought back a book from the labyrinth that was from the castle. It may be that not all was lost. There may still be some books left in that labyrinth. Walter says, I want you to find the Book of Festivals. The cover is 2 adjoining triangles engraved on it. I'm counting on you. Okay. We also have a quest from Hina that says, help my brother, no experience or reward offered. Says, would you help my brother please? I'd rather have you kill the greater demon before my brother. Well, we faced lesser demons, have yet to face a greater one here. I want to save brother dearest. Those were the words of a girl named Hina. She walks up, samurai. Because my older brother was a splendid samurai, respected by many. He was my pride and joy. But he is no longer here. What is here is something that looks like brother dearest, but is in fact a demon. He became a demon for now. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Now, maybe? I thought now was funnier. Again, sorry, I'm not conveying, I would say with my usual charisma, but this is actually pretty close to my usual charisma. I'm a fairly deadpan individual. After saying that, she smiled sadly. We had a little brother now. He was a gentle, cute little brother. He always followed behind us like a puppy. After the flash, one brother dearest left for Duhan now followed along. I was worried, but brother dearest was with him. I can't help but feel that the man's name is actually brother dearest. Brother dearest, let me know how Now was doing through letters. She stopped speaking, probably to remember her older brother's name. The content of her words was of a past she did not want to remember. One day the letters stopped coming. Worried, I grabbed this katana and came to Duhan. That was when I found out that they had run into a greater demon. How many adventurers have accidentally run into a greater demon? And how many have come back alive? Now was no exception. That cursed demon tore Now apart. My brother could not forgive himself for leaving Now unprotected. His remorse turned into madness. Eventually, he became a demon that attacks anything he sees. Hina's eyes were filled with resolution. She looked straight at you. Hina says, I cannot save Now anymore, but I want to save brother dearest, who still lurks in this world. If we could defeat the demon, he should return to normal. I dislike fighting, but I will wield a sword for the sake of brother dearest. Please, let me fight with you. To the greater demon, a strike of justice. Hina has been registered as a member. You can add her to the party at the tavern. It kind of seems fair, honestly. This is a personal quest for her, and we kind of pressed Daniel into service. So I think what I'm going to do is relieve Daniel of service. Go ahead to him. his weapon and armor. He'll of course still be available to us. Hand over his gear to Agog. Now we will dismiss Daniel. Recruit. See, we have Diluc, Sarazin, and Creo, just sort of chilling there. They are the pre-generated characters the game gave us. And then original characters, we have Michelle, the Elven Sorcerer, Daniel, who we've taken from Evil Thief to Good Samurai, and Hina, who is a Good Samurai as well. Add her to the party. Let's go ahead and alter our formation, plugging Hina into that top central spot. And now adding the items that were formerly Daniel's to Hina. Ooh, she comes with some stuff actually. So we'll have to see what we get out of this. Well, I could tell you right now, she's not going to need the sword. Okay, so we can head up here. Looks like the Bishop's Cloak is a decided defensive upgrade from the Sculpture Charm. The Demon's Gauntlet, an equally decided upgrade. Faith Armor would actually drop her down 4 points of defense for the price of 1 evasion, so we'll see if we can hand that off to anyone else. Well, it would be a straight evasion upgrade for Ricardo. Yeah, let's go ahead and hand the Faith Armor off to Ricardo. See if any of my back row can use the Blessed Chainmail. Doesn't look that way. Yeah, that solves that. So she has Kikui Chimonji, which is a magical katana and will allow her to fight the undead. She has a shielded chest plate, which is said to be made by a sorcerer for a friend who left for battle. That will recover her hit points simply by equipping it. So if she gets too damaged, we could just doff and don the plate. And then the Demon's Gauntlet and the Bishop's Cloak. Weird how we never had a helmet for Daniel, or for her. We should probably go rectify that at the shop, and we have a few items to sell now anyway. So to the item shop we go. Going to sell the gauntlet. And the Sculpture Charm. Along with this Blessed Chainmail, that's a nice little profit there. And this Craftsman's Katana. Okay, so I think we're pretty good there. Let's go ahead and buy some armor. We have 11 robes in stock, that's great. A whole ton of chainmail. A whole bunch of shields too. Some gauntlets. All we have are base helmets. But okay, that's something. Buy patina. Want to equip that now? Absolutely we do. And with that, let's head into the labyrinth. Not sure where about either of those quests are going to take us, but I do know we could use a little bit of experience gain and team building after that new addition. So let's check out this locked chest here and then make our way down to the 5th floor, possibly the 6th. Have Rui open up the locked chest. 3 X's, game taking it easy on me there. And we get a transfer potion. Nice. Good to keep an avid stock of those, if you remember. Couple runs back, we actually had to go buy some. Ran very low. Choose to fight the orcs over what was probably a pixie or some harpies with some orcs. Let's see what our rush attack is doing with our new party member. 54. Doesn't look like we've missed a beat, honestly. $53 finery experience there. And we pick up a broken sword. Fighting something to the side here, looks like just a rogue. We'll set up a double slash, but I'm pretty sure Rui's gonna take care of the job here. There's some thief's blood for our troubles. Got some slimes and a giant toad here. I feel 60 is the damage level we have to be at to rush a giant toad, so still sticking to the individual attacks and assisted shot combo. It's been a very high volume killer for us, going back to our earlier levels. Pick up some slimes goo. And again, it's not that Daniel was a bad samurai for us in the least. In fact, he was a rather skilled one. May come back to him at another time. But in the options between a samurai that we just sort of, hey, you get in the party and fill this niche, and one who has a quest of personal importance, this felt like the right play. Perhaps you see it differently, perhaps you would have gone a completely different path and taken Michelle in your party by now, kept Rui as a frontline combatant. That's the beauty of these games, there are 1,000 ways the details could play out. For instance, this is the first time I've ever taken my main character as a caster. Almost always played as a spell sword hybrid or just a straight fighter. My favorite combination was actually going into samurai for several levels for the sorcerer spells and then finishing up as knight for the priest spells. There's a little bit of information you didn't ask for. Moving down the 5th floor here, going down to where the gondola would normally rest in its bottom location, but first we're cut off by a pretty formidable 4-person party. We've got a couple ninjas, a rather high-level bishop in the back, all captained by a minor daimyo front and center. This means that we are going to be doing an end lash, and We'll give the honors to Hina and Ricardo here. That should take care of the bishop. We'll also go for a restrict shot, have Agog and Sarah protect Hina and Ricardo. Have Kyo and Rui focus on that minor daimyo, see if that gets us anywhere. Bishop down, as is one of the ninja, so that was a welcome change. Daimyo is hurt but not out. Remaining ninja attacked Kyo, 2 misses, but also doesn't take the restrict shot, and the daimyo fires off a Krita, dealing some damage to Rui. You see, Hina is going to recover 2 hit points per round of combat, which is actually an excellent indicator that we could switch up our defensive strategy just a little bit here. Offensively, we are going to switch up to a double slash. No, we don't want to switch up to a double slash. That ninja still lives. Let's do the end lash. The restrict shot, this time protecting Kyo and Ricardo. And straight attacks from Kyo and Rui once again on the daimyo if he lives. He will, but the ninja is down. Guaranteed damage from the end lash. Daimyo down not longer after that. That's 3,000 experience. Open up the chest, we get a ninja's hood and an unidentified chainmail, so let's go ahead, check that out. Hitting the appraising station. It's a Megasis chainmail. Quality piece of armor that's just a bit beyond where we're looking. Find our favorite hole and drop down. Dodge that humanoid shadow and march our way down into the moldy fort. Would that make it a rogue fort? Cheese joke there for those of you who are interested. Also cheese joke there for those of you who could care less. Well, we're fighting a gaze hound and some friends. Got a total of 4 master thieves attending this little shindig. How do we want to go about this, huh? Well, looks like all of the thieves are carrying cleavers, so we shouldn't worry about ranged attacks from the back. I believe our first choice is going to be to restrict shot. We're going to protect... Yeah, we're going to protect Kyo and Ricardo. Leave Hina in the open for now, because she does have that regeneration for her. Let's go ahead double slash, have Kyo and Hina target the Gaze Hound for as many chances as they add a first round death strike as possible there. Ricardo will go after a Master Thief. And Rui will cast Spleam on the front row. See if we can't get a little double damage going for at least Ricardo's attack. I don't expect the Gaze Hound to get caught by a sleep spell. But wouldn't that be special if it was? Oh my goodness, it was. We're gonna get double damage out of this double slash. Yeah, that was more than enough. Can't believe that actually worked. We'll do this one more time just in case they're faster out of the gate, but I don't see it happening. Double slash is going to target the Awake Master Thief, and Ricardo should be able to take down that Master Thief all on his lonesome. Gonna try straining the back row. You're probably wondering why I didn't attack with Rui, and that's quite simply because it would have done double damage and then woke the sleeping thief up. Ooh, that is some fun damage thrown by Kyo and Hina. And yeah, one shot from Ricardo will do the deed there. Individual actions. No. Let's go with assisted shot and individual attacks from our front row. And this battle is all over but the shouting. Made that look kinda simple when we broke it down, didn't we? 3,416 experience like it was nothing. I think I just came from that way, didn't I? I know, I'm rehashing a lot of steps I've already taken here. That's part of the charm of the old fort. You never know exactly where you're going, but you're pretty sure you've already been. Got some warriors and a priestess to deal with here. Go with an end lash. Restrict shot. Attack. And spleam on the front row. Exactly how we wanted it to go. The caster is down. We've got some damage on the edge warriors. Now heading into the sleep spell, which should have a fairly high percentage chance of hitting. And we do get 3 for 3 from the looks of the animations, which means Kyo's first hit was double damage and enough to take a warrior out. Both of the remaining warriors stay asleep. So we're going to go ahead and do some assisted shot. Wow, I'm just not with it today, folks. Do a double slash here and trust Ricardo to have enough gas in the tank to take out the edge one. Remember, that warrior was already damaged by the initial end lash. Get a little bit of extra damage on the assisted shot. And yeah, the Samurai Ninja combo just working to lethal effect on those double slashes. Ricardo only needs one hit out of his potential 2 to take that warrior down. Getting a broken sword here. Wandering our way through. And that's just a path back to the way we've already gone. Good to know, though. Got an encounter of the flying kind here. Looks to be a wyvern all on its own, all prehistoric looking. If you go back a few uploads, I will mistakenly call this thing a dinosaur 38 times because I completely forgot what model it was. We're going to try for a stun attack. Let's have Rui and Hina do that for initiative count. Rui's initiative should have them going first, and if it works, we should have a very successful double slash there. If not, we'll throw some insurance damage in from Agog and Sarah. Here comes the stun, and it misses wildly. Such is life. One thing that doesn't miss is the double slash, and even without the stun, more than enough damage, even missing the second round entirely. Kind of shaping up to be the melee combat dream team there, and a vigil that's a bit more pertinent to me today than usual. There's a freshly popped out wyvern's eyeball. Gonna go a bit longer here, not too much terribly longer. I'm already feeling a bit groggy. I may need to take a rest here pretty soon. Once again, going with an end lash. on the off chance that a warrior gets by here. You know what? We'll restrict shot, but have Sarah and Rui do it. Save some of Sarah's spell slots. She's been very good with that so far. Keo will attempt to take down... Well, he'll damage middle warrior just for the heck of it, as I don't think Agog is going to be acting before Keo. So by the end of this we should have 3 damaged and sleeping warriors, if I'm correct. Mage never stood a chance, let's be honest. Keo does in fact act before Agog. Now let's see Agog's success chance on the sleep, and it is once again 3 of 3. Let's see how we do here with assisted shots and individual attacks. Just as an experiment. Keo takes down the first warrior. Hina should be up next. No, Ricardo up next, and he takes down the other edge warrior. Comes down to middle warrior versus Hina. At least it would have if the warrior didn't die to an assisted shot. Yeah, we are looking pretty darn brutal as far as the physical damage game goes, and that's a good sign for us moving into these tougher and tougher quests. Got a locked chest right here. Have Rui check it out. Another easy one today. Game being very generous. Especially with the transfer potions. We've now got enough transfer potions to reach to the back row, and that is always welcome. As is another battle against our warrior friends and their mage associate. We know how this goes. Actually liked the way that flowed last time with Center Warrior. And let Agog do what Agog is there to do. Cast some spells and aid the party. Not a raw locker room leader type, but rather the type that silently aids from the back row. Just something fun about the sleep spell. And the fact that we're so far in and a level 1 spell is proving to be the most devastating thing we could do. This time we're working right down the line. And it's the same result, only Ricardo doesn't even need a second hit. 156 point critical on that third warrior. He never felt it. Just straight to powder, I guess. Picking up some metal armor, which is conveniently given right to the character that appraises them. So let's grab ourselves some appraising cookies. It's Knight Mail. An armor passed down through generations of a knight family and allows the change to a knight. 2 and 8 can be worn by warriors and knights. Well, that makes it simple to see who can wear it. Let's hand this wyvern's eyeball over to Sarah. And see if we can't just hand this to Ricardo for a little bit of... Ooh, it's a downgrade, actually. So we'll instead hand this over to Rui. Just to hang on to, honestly. But there you go. Scoping out a bit more of the area here. Could use the map spell. Probably be beneficial to use the map spell. Walk back out. found our way back to that locked chest. There's the giant tree. Head down this time. Yeah, let's go ahead and cast the map spell. So if we keep going this way, it'll be a dead end, but if we go take the northeasterly exit from that little corridor, it takes us to a door. If I remember correctly, the door does not open from that side. We'll give it a go, but I think we'll explore that, maybe go a little further, and I'm probably going to call it a day at that. One thing I won't deprive you of is a chance to see a combat between us, 2 Master Thieves, and a Chimera. Let's restrict shot. Let's double slash, give us as good a chance against that Chimera as possible, and see if Ricardo and Rui can take down a Master Thief on pure damage. Restrict shot, more than enough to take down that Master Thief. Now let's check out the double slash. Ton of damage from Hina and Kyo, but not enough for the kill. Good news is we take down the second Master Thief. Bad news is we take a bunch of fire damage from the Chimera. Hina, of course, mitigates that loss a little. Go ahead, throw an assisted shot and another double slash out there if need be. Thought that would work. Had Ricardo as a backup plan, but it was not needed. Sarah getting dangerously close to leveling here. Pick up a Canaru Stone. Run into a whole bunch of spiders with a couple rotting corpses. Not too much to this one. Gonna throw a sweep attack out there. Gonna throw an assisted spell out there. Jacrita. And just in case that fails to take care of the rotting corpses, Sarah will attempt a Dispel. I do believe a former sorcerer assisted Jacrita by a bishop who is also a former sorcerer should do the job though. And it very much does. Sometimes you enjoy long, drawn-out, intricate battles with very detailed strategies, and sometimes you just have to Indiana Jones it. Today is an Indiana Jones kind of day. Got ourselves a fire giant, a crossbow-wielding rogue, and a mage. Huh. Feel like the giant is actually the least of our worries here. Let's spell cancel with Agog and Sarah. And Lash with Hina and Ricardo. Cheese Kyo back to the Master Thief on the off chance he lives. And we'll try a strain spell on the front row with Rui. We'll know right away if the fire giant is susceptible to these status effects or not. Kyo with a quick petrification, meaning the Sendlash is doubly brutal and the spell cancel wasn't even needed. Giant still sort of held in place there, so yeah, let's go for the Gusto, huh? Assisted shot. Double slash, and Ricardo as the backup plan. Safe to say that backup plan Not needed. There's a big level up. Get our priest as high up in level as possible. Increase the odds if we need her to perform cleric type services, not clerical services, because that would just be like filling out forms. Yep, there's that one-way door I was talking about. So we actually want to go up and around here. Hopefully I don't lose myself here. That sounds like an invitation to myself from myself to cast maps one more time. And we'll take the long drawn out way. We're gonna go to the next right here and follow that little looping pattern around. Those little 3 square roundabouts. Heading to the door just off to our northeast. Explore that for a little while and then call it a day. That's right, this is where the traps are set every time we enter one of these rooms. Speaking of things set in our way, second verse same as the first, no? Handlash by Hina and Ricardo. Spell cancel in case things go belly up. Kyo taking out the Master Thief. And this time we'll go with the Gog. Straining the front row there. Mage down on the end lash. Kyo finishes off the rogue. Will a Gog make good on the strain? Yes, he will. Hina now up to full health. Let's do a converge attack just to get everyone in on this one if we can. Nice little warm up from the assisted shot. Hina says I'll take this on my own. 210 damage right to the belly. Now we want to work up. Another trap there. That time the buttons worked counterclockwise. One more trap. Pair of triangles. We'll live with that. And then we get attacked from behind because I wasn't paying attention. This could be trouble. Fortunately, the rogue outthought itself and fired a crossbow bolt at one of our normal front row combatants. Unfortunately, seems to be the only one who thought that way. Rui very near death. Probably gonna drop here. Yep, good and dead. As you can see, a bit of a trust issue developing from when you're killed. Let's go ahead and invert the rows, as this death shall be avenged promptly. Maybe this Master Thief just has a thing for Hina. Earth Giant's all about the damage. Let's get an End Lash going with Kyo and Hina. That should take out the Master Thief. Individual actions for everyone else. Base attack from Ricardo. Agog will cast a strain on the front row, and Sarah, despite my best judgment, will try to revive Rui mid-combat. Oh yeah, 103 damage is going to take down that Master Thief, no problem. Not too much in the way of damage on a fully capable Earth Giant. And the resurrection works, so props to Sarah on that one. Getting Rui back in the swing of things here. More than enough damage by Kyo and Hina to drop that Earth Giant. This one previously wounded a little by Ricardo, and he comes back for more. This time the giant wakes up, so we're going to switch to our typical one-on-one giant killing strategy of a stun attack, and then a double slash. Let's make this happen, huh? He's stunned. Rui back from the dead to cast that timely assist. And the double slash more than enough to put the giant down. So hopefully we've made up for a bit of the trust we lost there. Now Agog moving closer to a level up. Pick up an unidentified crossbow, and before we go any further, I feel it's kinda necessary to cast some healing spells. One for the front row and one for the back row. And then an extra Lafiel just for Rui. Our MVP of that last encounter. Pick up a magic crossbow. Let's hand that over to Rui, because while it doesn't deal as much damage as the wishing crossbow, it's a bit of a damage downgrade. Will raise her luck, which is always good as a thief, and allows her to kill the undead. So now we have 6 party members who can affect the undead again. Very important going forward here. And once again, going forward here, we run into our fire giant, mage, and thief combo. Wow, you'd swear I didn't just do this, huh? Down goes the mage. Giant is strained. Kyo drops the Master Thief. And we go looking for the optimum damage play here. We know a converge attack isn't getting by the first combatant, so let's have Kyo and Hina combine on a lovely double slash there. $4,000 more big experience. Agog getting close to a level up. Pick up a giant's tooth and a sorcerer's earring. And another encounter, because it seems like we just aren't getting out of here. Okay. Once again doing the end lash thing. This time we'll have Kyo and Hina attempt it. We will attempt a spell cancel with Rui and Sarah. Ricardo will attack the middle warrior to get damage on everything. And Agog will try the old sleep spell on the front row there. Actually, I think sleep might have been a mistake. Nope, Ricardo acts first. Lucky break for us. I was worried Agog might go a step ahead of Ricardo there. That would have made things awkward, as it would have woke the warrior up and allowed him to fight. But there we go, 3 for 3, and the spell cancel should do it for this priest. Down she goes. Bad time to wear sandals. I don't imagine that would be too stable in combat. Now, what to do with 3 sleeping warriors? I believe the same thing we always do, assisted shot and individual attacks. One for one. 2 for 2. Now will we make it a clean sweep? But of course. Not quite on the level up for Agog, but let's see what we pull out of this chest. Some tufts of priest's hair. Here's a door that could very much be opened, as our next combat shows us. This should look vaguely familiar. No mage, but well, no thief, but a mage. Wow. Okay. And lash. Assisted shot. Attack the middle warrior. And we'll try a strain on the front row this time. Mage is down, no problem. And what the strain's gonna do, if it hits that middle warrior, which it did, is allow Kyo to hit for double damage and just take that warrior out flat. Kyo with another big kill on that petrification. There's our level up for Agog. Finally working our way into the area we tried to get to this whole time. Got a ledge there, gonna jump off. Into some unexplored new territory. Sometimes you just gotta take the leap, you know? Pick up a chest. It seems to have a crossbow bolt trap set. Our slightly luckier thief shall give it a look. It's not luck when it's this consistent. Pick up a mace. Have Agog identify said mace. It's a crushing mace. Strengthened by a spell, can render enemies unconscious at times and enables to kill undeads. But only hits once, so we're not so interested. We will thanks but no thanks that. Clear some space for our bishop friend. And we run into some things that are decidedly not our friends. Offensively, we will go for a stun attack here on the Earth Giant just to keep them incapacitated. Go for a spell cancel with Agog and Sarah. And have Ricardo do some preliminary damage to the Earth Giant. I believe Kyo will take down one mage, so the spell cancel should be sufficient. Big stun there by Hina. Kyo making good on his end of the deal. A death strike on the second hit. Spell cancel's gonna take out the second mage. Giant stays under. Keep Ricardo's the insurance policy here, but I don't see this battle going past the double slash. And neither did whoever hit that death strike, though I think the damage would have also been more than sufficient. just huge chunks of experience getting taken out here. Level 6 is really our bread and butter right now. See another chest over there. Kind of working our way over to it, and then we want to turn real quick because this area is just crawling with bad guys. Pick up a shield. Now that we're safely a couple steps away, let's go ahead and appraise the shield. It's a charmed small shield. Pretty sure that's not helping anyone out. The flail is a two-handed weapon, the katana is a two-handed weapon, Kyo's got a charmed small shield, and the entire back row is wielding crossbows. So this is another item we're just kind of hanging on to sell because cash is money and that is just as good. Well, we found our one-way door. We at least know where to open it from. On that note, I do believe it's time to take a transfer potion back. So we've gained a little bit of information on the 6th floor and a couple new clients. Do hope this was at least an acceptably entertaining episode, and I do apologize for essentially a lost Wizardry weekend between the stream I flubbed and the overall quality of commentary on this one. If you do check it out, thank you for watching, and we will see you around.